I was working in the aviation industry, but I grew up swinging hammers next to my dad. We built, multiple different shops together. Where my dad worked before, we built most of the internal warehouse, build outs inside. And so construction has pretty much been in my blood my whole life, and I wanted to take a different route. I wanted to go aviation and do fly airplanes and operations management, things like that. And so fortunately, but unfortunately, it's funny how God does that. Dad got laid off of his job that he had worked, for over 20 years, and he was pretty high up in the company. So he went back to doing what he knew how to do and work with his two hands and just start building things. And quickly, because of my dad's quality and the way he, very mellow, gentle spirit about him, a lot of people really enjoyed not only his personality but the quality of work that he did. And he started getting too busy for what he was doing. And he came on and he asked me, would you be willing to come on board? And I was like, okay. And so I joined the team. It was you two guys home repair. This is back when Marion County had occupational licenses, and we just worked. I mean, just tried to survive. I had two young babies at the time, and a mortgage, and the whole American dream. And obviously did not know what I was getting myself into, going from being around $45-50 million jets to crawling underneath mobile homes, and whatever we could do to survive. And so I came on board. We were you two guys home repair. We did that for a few years, and Dad made the decision to go and get his residential contractor's license. I hope people see the passion. That each person here at the company puts into every single day. I mean, from the late night conversations of what tomorrow looks like to, are we going to be able to perform this project to the best of our ability to make sure that the customer feels like it's a true partnership, continue to make the best decisions that we can make.
I think what I was thinking is, I hope that people appreciate our team as much as I appreciate our team. It's phenomenal to look around the people that we get to work with every day. Some of them are family, and we get the chance to work with them, and it's just, it's incredible.
That's great. The name Build with Benmar, it's, people building, with Benmar as far as their construction projects, building, buildings, renovations, whatever it is, to us. And I think this is a more recent thing, but we keep saying it's building relationships. It's building trust. It's building team relationships. Like, our every other quarter team building projects that we do to make the team stronger, make the relationships with the customer stronger, and everything else.
We have given this company to God, and we are just doing the best stewardship that we can, so they can trust that it's not, these are, the money and everything is a tool for us to do the job. We are just stewarding this company in the best possible way, and so we're going to treat every job the same way. As we are going to be the best stewards over that project that we can be. We're going to make the best decisions on their behalf that we can. I think we have so many things that we have to take into consideration when we're scheduling a project, which subcontractors to use. Like, we're trying to look at it from all angles of what is the best decisions that we can make for this client, because that's what they're trusting us to do.
And something that the Lord's brought to light over the last couple of years to me, quality is important. Partnership is everything. Relationship is everything. Mm-hmm. And so we want to make sure that we are performing and working for the client in a manner that we are partnering with them. We want their business, their company to grow just as much as we want ours to grow. And by partnering together, we're growing together. We're essentially building with Benmar. Mm-hmm. And that is so vital to every team member here, that if there's a problem, how do we solve it the best effective way? Not to not to just get through the problem, but let's solve the problem. Let's make sure that the client sees that we're giving it all, no matter what it is. And that's what I want future clients to see in us. That is so important that if they ever want to reach out and talk to our previous clients, that's the first thing on their lips is it wasn't about the money. It's not about just the project itself. It's about the partnership and the relationship. And that's what Benmar brings to the table. Also, different backgrounds. Zach and a few of our other teammates, they've been subcontractors. And looking through the eyes or the lens of what a subcontractor looks at, stepping onto one of our job sites. And Zach has such a diverse background when it comes to not only running projects, but actually being a subcontractor on a project site. So the relationship building at a subcontractor level is so vital, because if you have subcontractors that trust this team, trust the general contractor team, the project's going to run smoother. There's going to be a better atmosphere that they're going to show up to. They're going to send their lead guys, right? So they're going to make sure that the quality of the project is done correctly. And
that's going to flow right down to the end result of the client, like what the client expects. So
it's a smoother transition, it's a smoother project site. And so, being able to build those relationships not only with the client, but also with all the members that are going to be on that construction site is vital, from the guy who's sweeping the broom to the guy who's a master electrician.
And even all the architects and engineers, inspectors. I can't tell you how many times we've heard, inspectors, even at some of the jurisdictions that are not as easy to work with. And they're like, oh, we know that Benmar's going to handle it. It's developing those relationships with everybody that has a hand in completing the project, because everybody plays a part in it.
Yeah, we'll tell on ourselves before, hey, I'm not trying to hide anything. I just want you guys to see what it is, and here it is.
It goes back to what we're saying, being fully transparent in every aspect of the project, not just to the client, but also because, as a general contractor, you're working with architects, you're working with engineers, MEP engineers, you're working with civils, you're working with the city, the county inspectors, you're working with all the subcontractors, their bosses. So you have a multitude of personalities that you have to put together to make a project successful. So being able to talk to an inspector or a building official and say, hey, listen, this doesn't seem right, on the job site. Can you come out and just take a look at it and tell us what you want? And having that transparency is vital in multiple cities and counties that we've been in over the last 8-10 years.
And having in the construction industry, you're supposed to be big, tough, not scared of anything. There's anybody you ask is always going to be scared of something, and we are not scared to say we don't know, or to say I don't, I need to find that answer. And being upfront with a customer, they could walk on the site, hey, what about this? Not sure? Give me a few minutes and we'll find out. And having the understanding with yourself to be able to say that and feel okay doing so.
These guys that are on the site working, these guys and girls that are on the site working, they have families, and they expect to be able to go to a good, clean, safe job site, perform what they need to do, and go home. And a lot of these subcontractors are friends and family members and guys that we go to church with. We see them, on a weekly basis. So safety is paramount in our eyes, just because we care for them, their well-being. So that, to bring it to a personal level, that's why it's so important to us.
Well, and not only that, making sure that we're hiring skilled tradespeople, people that know what they're doing and can perform the job. We're not hiring the wrong type of people just because they're cheaper labor. We're making sure that the people that we're hiring, that we're managing, are professionals in what they're doing. So I think that helps a lot, because then they know what's expected of them, and then it just kind of goes on from there, because this is their livelihood. So that's what they look to do, is make sure that they're doing it safely as well.
If anybody could ever go and represent Benmar and say, hey, those guys are ... trustworthy, very personal, and you feel like family when you leave. Honestly, that's what I customers now will text me 9 o'clock at night. Hey, let's talk about this tomorrow, Hey, I'm up now, do you want to talk about it? It kind of things that have that open door of relationship, communication, anything we can do for them.
Something that, that I really put into a point when I meet a new client or a possible new client is, it's not that I want to make sure that I get the job. I'm just happy to get the opportunity. And that's what I express to them as a client is, thank you for just having the opportunity to sit at the table and to get to know you and your company. And even if we don't win the job, I've communicated many times, if there's ever a question, there's something that you need to ask or just need a third eye or somebody just to look at something, please don't hesitate. Because it's all about building the relationship. And there are some very, very respectable construction firms that I highly respect here in town, and being able and have the opportunity to bid against them and even be considered to sit at the table with them is humbling. So, when we lose a project to another respectable contractor, I'm excited for them. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for the client because I know it's going to be a great project. So just to be considered to sit at the table, the opportunity is humbling in itself. If we win the job, obviously it's, a great feeling, but building that relationship and building that partnership is the most important to me.